Hello Airsoft people and welcome back to my channel again. If you saw my latest gameplay video from NOVRITSCH, you maybe noticed the special silencer I was using. It was part of the all carbon fiber external set by Bushmaster, which I'm still super excited about. In fact, his products are not only stylish and lightweight, but also super effective in terms of HPA sound reduction. How effective, you may ask? In this video I show you the main features of the Bushmaster silencers and compare them to other solutions out there. Have fun watching! The two silencers I got from Bushmaster mainly differ from each other by their outer form factor. While the core silencer looks like a normal sized carbon fiber gadget, the compensator, on the other hand, is a truly massive piece with a lot larger diameter. Two things you will notice immediately when inspecting the silencers for the first time. Their level of craftsmanship quality and finish is absolutely supreme. Real carbon fiber is the material of the main body, while the two end caps are 3D printed with a special black filament, which also is reinforced with carbon. There are no visible layer lines from the printing process or other marks telling of any kind of quality flaws. Both of the silencers really are a joy for the eye. Also, both silencers are really lightweight. I mean, for the core we are talking about 88 grams, while the compensator weighs roughly 170 grams. For any kind of lightweight build, those silencers are absolutely amazing. While the core silencer's front cap is secured by two hex key screws, on the compensator it can simply be taken off by turning the cap. Inside we find several discs with BB openings in different inner diameters. Those discs are made of special acoustic foam. It feels very, dense and rough when you take it in your hands. It's definitely no average foam from inside a common $15 silencer. The burn marks inside come from the laser cutting process, which provides perfect fit of the rings inside the carbon housing. On both models, you also find an integrated fart flap, which is this sort of fabric on the inside of the cap. I think it is meant to keep the air pressure inside the silencer a little longer, so the typical popping sound is reduced, while the BB trajectory is not affected by the very thin and flexible fabric. I have no clue why there are also burn marks on this fart flap fabric, as it does not look as it has been laser cut. But as long as it works and you don't see it from the outside, I don't care about it at all. While both silencers are claimed to be very effective in terms of reducing the sound signature, especially on HPA Airsoft replicas, Bushmaster himself said the compensator is even a little more silent than the smaller core variant. We will check this later, and we'll also see how other silencer brands and materials will perform. To give you a reference of how effective the Bushmaster silencers actually perform, I compare them with two other silencers, and with a pure shooting sound without any noise reduction, of course. The first competitor will be the NOVRITSCH Modular Mock Suppressor in the MK23 style housing. I think it's a very popular accessory, and I used it myself for some time because I think it has some quite good sound suppression capabilities. It also is filled with rings of foam, of which some have more wide and some have more narrow inner diameters, so there will be some sort of internal chambers, just as in the Bushmaster silencers. The foam of this one is a lot softer and more flexible compared to the white acoustic foam we saw before. And unlike the two Bushmasters, the NOVRITSCH suppressor is not equipped with a fart flap. The next one will be my own experimental silencer build. The housing actually is the one of the Smoky Wolf Tracer by Martina, which I use in some other shell for my Scar L build at the moment, so this has basically been unused before. In this one I used a mixture of the NOVRITSCH rings and some which I cut out myself from old packaging plastics. I also tried to install a fart flap mod on this one, but I have to admit I have no real clue what to look out for in this aspect, as this was my first attempt of a fart flap mod at all. The tape I used for it was this self-adhesive black fabric tape. Again, no clue here if this was a good choice of material or not. Only testing will tell how well I did with this experimental build. Now that you met all the silencers for this comparison, let's find out how effectively the sound of my Wolverine MTW Billet Unleashed will be suppressed. I begin with testing the original shooting sound, both from the shooter's position and about 20 meters away, at 1.5 joules using 0.32 gram BBs. Without any form of suppression, the sound of the MTW was very obvious to hear, also from the distance. To what extent will the NOVRITSCH suppressor be able to reduce this noise? While the sound for the shooter just became a little more muffled, I think in the distance the effect was much larger. But the popping air at the end of the barrel still was noticeable. Next on the list, my own experimental silencer. However, the noise at the shooter's position did not really change. I noticed a difference at 20 meters. I could not tell if it was actually more silent than the NOVRITSCH suppressor, but the character of sound did change a little. What do you think?
Now we go for the model Core from Bushmaster.
Now it's time for the Bushmaster model Core. Indeed, the sound from the distance was reduced to a minimum with the Core silencer by Bushmaster. Very interesting to hear that difference, especially because I did not feel a huge change of sound as a shooter, having my ears directly next to the replica. Will the compensator really perform even better?
The compensator.
I'm absolutely impressed that the Bushmaster compensator eliminates the air popping sound of the MTW almost completely. When listening closely, you can hear the hissing of the flying BBs actually more loudly than the HPA noises. That's some crazy magic going on inside this compensator. I think the overall ranking of the testing results should be quite clear. I present to you the sound signature of each setup again in direct comparison and with the amplitude screenshots on top, so you can see and hear the actual effect of each silencer. So, although the Bushmaster compensator has proven to be the most effective silencer in this comparison, I still prefer the Core model for my MTW billet. It just fits the outer appearance better in my opinion, while the shooting noise still is suppressed to almost nothing. Which of those silencers do you pick for your Airsoft replica? Or will it be a completely different one? Remember, with the code RUMMBOLT5 you will get 5% discount at the Bushmaster's webshop, but only for the first 25 customers. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video and hope to welcome you soon on another one. So long, have a good one.